is the homework video for Tuesday 14/17. You're doing page 11 and 12 in the Unit 6 homework packet. Number 2, don't forget that you need to explain what the slope and the y-intercept mean in terms of this situation with hits. The first question asks you in 2015 about Chris B's home runs and what was predicted. He had 154 hits and he had 26 home runs of those hits, and then he was predicted to get 21.6 home runs, and all you had to do to answer those questions is look at the table in this row right here. Second question asks you to figure out who Kyle was, who had the greatest difference between the predicted hits and the actual hits. And so I just went through here quickly and went each of these hits numbers minus the predicted hits to show what the change was. So for instance here, 12 minus 0.3 is 11.7. So this person, whoever they are, had 11.7 more hits than the model predicted they would have. If you keep going all the way down to do that, here's a high number, here's a high number, here's a high number. But the highest number is this 149. So this person was predicted, this must be Kyle, because he was the one with the most difference. He was predicted to get only 23 home runs, but he actually got 31. And the biggest difference between the hits and the prediction was his at 23. At 149, that's the difference. And then the last question asks you, what would you see in the graph for somebody who was making less hits than predicted? You'd see that the points would be below the line, the model. And then I asked you to add in, and the secret message tonight again is to make sure you label every number and every variable, not just the slope and the y-intercept. So the slope means as the number of hits x increased by 1, then the home runs y increase by 0.15, and the y-intercept, negative 1.5, means at 0 hits you have negative 1.5 home runs. And then you can see that the y and the x, whoops, I did not label the x, so I'll do that right now. The y and the x are labeled. And by the way, you can tell what these are just by looking at the graph, because they show you on the graph how things are being labeled. And so it's hits on the x-axis, so this is number of hits. Okay, done, and see you tomorrow.